Today's pick for Name That Song is... It's Zoe, and today I'm gonna be doing the biggest book haul that I have ever done and probably will ever do. Before I get into why it's such a large book haul, the song from the last video was Make Damn Sure by Taking Back Sunday, one of my favorite bands and one of my favorite songs of all time. So if you follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, you'll know that in October I had my 25th birthday, I graduated, and I got married. The only really acceptable gift there is to get me is books, or money to buy books, or some sort of bookish thing. Naturally, everybody got me books. I picked out the books and they just paid for them because they love me and they know me, and that's all I need in life. Anyways, I digress. So, between those three things, and between my mother and Curtis and me just buying books because I'm a complete savage, and subscription boxes, I ended up with a whopping 42 books in October. I doubt I will ever get this many books in 1 month again, unless I get a lot of free ones for whatever reason, but there's somebody walking their dog. You're beautiful. The dog, not you. Cute hat though. Don't look at me. Okay, bye. Anyways, I have them loosely organized by genre down on the floor next to me, so that's the order that I'm gonna show these in. I'm not gonna be saying what each one is about though, because there's 42, and I don't want to be here for a million years, and I don't think you guys want to be here for like an hour once it's all edited down. I mean, props to you guys who actually sit through my entire videos. I don't even think my mother does that, so you guys are amazing. I love all of you. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all you need to know before we start, so let's just get into this book haul. So the first three books are basically me trying to relive my childhood as well as finish series that I started so long ago and never got around to finishing. These three are books 6, 7, and 10 of the Animorph series by K.A. Applegate. I think we had most of them. I think there's like 60 in the series, and my brother and I had collected most of them, and my mother donated them because we outgrew them. But here we are, going back to being a child, and reading all of my old favorites. The next one was one of my most anticipated books and anticipated sequels of 2018, and it did not disappoint. I did a whole vlog about reading this book. This one is Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. Like 5 out of 5 stars just isn't enough for this beautiful book. I would like to live in Laini Taylor's head for a little bit just to see what goes on in there, but like I would never leave, so that's probably not for the best. The next book is my other most anticipated release of 2018 and most anticipated sequel of all time other than The Deathly Hallows, but that's a whole different story. This one is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. Again, 5 out of 5 stars. Not enough for this book. I did record reactions while I was reading it. I am in the process of editing those, but I need to sit down and do a final wrap up at the end and try and form some of my thoughts, but I'm still not okay, so I don't know how well that's gonna go. The next two books are Extra Zoe being extra yet again. I bought the book and then the subscription box came in. I think this one was Owl Crate, and they're different covers and I don't know which one I like better, and I anticipate loving this book, so I'm keeping both. This one is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. This one was subscription box. This one was Indigo, clearly. It was $5 off, so I had to get it. The next book is the one that came in the Fairy Loot box. I just finished reading it this past week and it was actually really good. I was pleasantly surprised with this one. This one is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha, still don't know how to say her last name. Somebody help me. N-G-A-N. I don't even want to butcher that because it's just insulting. The next book is one that was recommended to me by Jocelyn from Yogi with a Book. If you're not following her, go follow her. She's amazing. This one is The Beautiful Ones by, who are you by? By Silvia Moreno Garcia. Silvia Moreno Garcia. That one semester of Spanish is really helping me out right now. The next one is yet another one that I read this past week. It missed the mark a little bit for me for very personal reasons. I have a Goodreads review where I talk more about why it missed the mark for me in that very personal way, and I will be talking about it more on my November wrap-up, but for now, this one is Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas. Not my favorite by her, but I did like it, despite that one small kind of major. Read the review, it'll make sense. The next book is a brick of a book that I should have gotten to a long time ago, and and I will get to probably in January of 2020, maybe, who knows. This one is Warstorm by Victoria Aveyard. Aveyard, I like Aveyard. I kind of match this book, my color scheme, and also my middle name being Storm. Look at us, we're so pretty. We're twins. The next 3 books is me yet again having zero chill in my life. I bought the first one at the beginning of the month, and then I was like, you know what? Let's get the other 2 and just bang it out real quick. That's not gonna be possible because of how big these books are. This one is, if I can get it in the right order, that'd be nice. Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn by Tad Williams. That's the trilogy. The first book is The Dragonbone Chair, Mother of God, followed by Stone of Farewell, and then To Green Angel Tower. This one is the reason that it will not be a quick read of this trilogy because it's about 1100 pages long. I am so excited to get to this. If it's shit, I am going to cry the entire time I'm reading it. If you've been around on my channel for a bit, you know that I cannot DNF books. The what if kills me. I have to come back to it if I put it down for a little bit, or I just have to plow through it. If this is 1100 pages of shit, I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to myself for being such a goddamn idiot that I cannot put a book down if it's garbage. This has become a therapy session, not a book haul. Are they any different ever? The next book is me finally jumping on this bandwagon. No, I have not seen the movie. No, I have not read any of the books. This one is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. Instead of this one, I really should have picked up the entire Percy Jackson series. Still haven't read that one, but we'll get to it one day. Don't know when, but I really do want to read it, but I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. Next, I have the final book in a trilogy that really does not get enough love on BookTube, at least to my knowledge. I mean, I don't even talk about this book enough, this trilogy enough. I really should. This one is The Queen of Sorrow by Sarah Beth Durst. The first book in this trilogy is The Queen of Blood, followed by The Reluctant Queen, I believe, and then this one. But I think I read somewhere that this actually isn't the last one. I could be wrong, who knows, but I would be very excited if this wasn't the last one because I love the world building. I love everything. I love all of the characters. This is actually one of my favorite series and it's just such a pretty cover. What the hell am I saying? I don't know anymore. The next book is Extra Zoe being extra again. This one is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. I already have this book in this cover, but I have the first 3 books and then the 5th one in this cover, so I needed to get it. But the first 2 books are paperback in this style, and then now the 3rd and 4th are hardcover, and then the 5th one is in paperback again. So expect a lot of different copies of the Mortal Instruments so I can get them all matching. And I accidentally fell in love with the series. I didn't mean to, but it happened. So now I need to be ridiculous and get all of them matching instead of just giving them away because I have problems. This is a therapy session for real. Hi, my name is Zoe and I have a book buying problem. I also have an aesthetically pleasing book buying problem, so send help. Or the other books in hardcover, whichever one comes first. Continuing on this Cassandra Clare chain, I have the book that is proof that I'm a garbage human being, Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. Karis, honey, I'm so sorry. I am sorry I'm trash and I still haven't read this book or the next one or like, you know, I'll get to it one day. I know you read ahead, but like, I'm sorry I'm shit at buddy reading. Next is a book that I don't even remember what the f it's about. It just had a really nice cover and I remember liking the description but don't remember actually what it's about. This one is City of Lies by Sam Hawke. I love this cover. Oh yes, Tallulah! Hey girl, haven't seen you in a long time in a video. How you doing? Poison wars, angry ancient spirits. I like it. We'll be back after this brief message from the train. Are we serious? It's a cargo train? I'm over it. You know what? I'm not waiting for you to be done. You don't control my life. Anyways, the next 4 books are surprise, Extra Zoe being extra again. My god, I need help. The first of these 4 is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. This one has this guy on the back. Is he supposed to be Quirrell? Is he supposed to be Dumbledore? But nobody knows what's going on? I don't know. So I needed this one. And then I saw this one, The Philosopher's Stone in hardcover. This one with Dumbledore on the back. My original copy that I have, the one that's super beat up, is the one with Dumbledore. Then I looked a little farther down the shelf and I found The Chamber of Secrets in hardcover. And then continuing on, I found Prisoner of Azkaban in hardcover. So I had to get all of them, and they were only like a couple bucks each. So it's a yes from me. Now the only one that I don't have in hardcover in this edition is The Goblet of Fire. I am low-key looking, but I'm high-key broke right now, so it's very low-key looking, but I'll find it one day. Next, I have a book that my mother has been pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to read for a very long time, and I will get to it maybe end of December, maybe beginning of January, depending on how my reading challenge is going. This one is Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. Sexy vampires. That's all I know. I don't even really know what else is going on, but it's sexy vampires. And she says it's the best series in the entire world, and if it's not, I'm gonna boycott her for like a day, like an hour, because I actually can't go that long without talking to my mom. I'll call you when I'm done filming. I love you. The next one is yet another one that she bought for me, and yet another one that she's making me read. I remember her reading this author, oh my god, hair everywhere, a lot when I was younger, and I could never say his name, and I still can't. It's a huge struggle, actually, to get the letters right. This one is Atlantis Found by Clive Cussler. Yes. I always said Clive Cussler or Clive Cussler. There's too many cl sounds and k sounds, and there's just a lot. And I don't even know what this book is about, but she said read it because it's good. The main reason that I'm reading it is actually because this author picture is amazing. It's perfect. I'm jealous. I want to be him. So that was the last of the fantasy. Don't even know what genre that last one was, but we're sticking it in there with the fantasy, or like as the second genre. Don't know what the hell I'm doing here. The next group is just one book, and it's very sad. It's the only retelling I have in this whole thing. This was the second book that came in November's Owl Crate box. Nope, October's Owl Crate box. There we go. This one is Pride by Ibi Zoboi. No, I have not read Pride and Prejudice. Will I read it before I get to this one? Probably not, but actually who knows? I might. I would like to, but it's still really just all up in the air. I lied. I am a damn dirty liar. I have one more fantasy book. This one is actually the book I'm going to be reading about an hour after I'm done filming, when I finish the book that I'm currently reading. This one is The Caged Queen by Kristen Ciccarelli. I loved the first book. I'm loving it just as much this time around. If this one is not as good, I'm gonna be very upset. I'm already a little bit wary because it's shorter than the first one, and I usually hate that, so who knows how it's gonna go. The next group of books is contemporary, because I was in one of those moods again, where I just wanted all of the contemporary all the time. So the first one that I have here is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. I don't really remember what happens in the first book. Like, I remember the main stuff, but I don't remember little things. I watched the movie not long after it came out on Netflix. Don't really remember every detail from that either. So I'm gonna have to reread before I get to this. Next, we have me attempting to finish a series again. I talked about this series in my Never Ending Series video. This is actually not the next book that I needed to read. It's like 2 or 3 books after, but I have it so I can get the other ones and just binge read the entire series. This one is Crushed by Sarah Shepard. The next book is one that actually pleasantly surprised me with how much I loved it, because I actually hate the one author's writing style. This one is What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. Spoiler alert, it's Adam Silvera. I actually kind of hate his writing style. They both die at the end, just did not work for me. Didn't cry at all, not a single time. His writing style really bothered me at first in this one, and then I just kind of got used to it, and I really liked it by the end. It wasn't perfect for me, but it was still really damn good. The next one is the epitome of my cheesiness, and like, this is what I mean when I am in one of those contemporary moods. This one is The Greek Escape by Karen Swan. Like, excuse me, what? I don't really remember much about what this book is about, except something happens in New York and she leaves and goes to Greece, and cheesy, obviously, it's gotta be, but it's Greece, and I can't pass up a book that's set in my grandmotherland, my mother's motherland, my motherland, I don't know, but it's set in Greece. I have to read it. The next one I picked up because everybody was raving about it, and I was like, what the hell? Let's just get it. Also, it's a little bit personal for me. This one is The Kiss Quotient by Helen. I don't know how to pronounce that last name either, and I know a family with this last name. I should know this. Somebody help me. I don't have my phone. I can't look this up right now. I don't know where everything is. The reason that this one is actually kind of personal is because the main character has Asperger's. I haven't talked about it on my channel because it just hasn't come up, and because it's still a relatively new diagnosis, but Curtis has Asperger's. So I'm curious to see if I noticed any similarities between the main character and Kurt. I was pleasantly surprised when I saw this because I actually can't think of any books that aren't autobiographies that have Asperger's rep. There's a small, very minuscule chance that I could get Kurt to read this, but that's probably never gonna happen, so who the hell am I kidding? Next is another instance of me trying to relive my childhood and finish a series that I never got around to finishing. This one is Parties and Potions by Sarah Mlynowski. I think there was a book in between this one and the last one that I have that I need to read. Not 100% sure, but like with Pretty Little Liars, I'm just going to get the entire series and binge the shit out of it. The next book is one that, again, I saw everywhere, but also still personal. I want to see how well I can relate to this book. This one is Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry. I went to a Catholic school. I'm agnostic, bordering on atheist. We had a nun who hated everybody and told us all we were going to hell and that we were going to get ourselves pregnant at like 14 just because we didn't sit with our legs crossed. Like, it was a lot. I'm curious to see if I can find Sister Monica in this book, or at least bits and pieces of Sister Monica. That sounds terrible, but like, you get what I mean. Or, you know, Sister Monbon, which she's not so affectionately referred to as by my best friend. I swear she was still 90 years old when my aunt had her when she was in high school. I don't know. I think she retired recently, but like, I don't know. Next is another trilogy that I got because I just want to binge read the whole damn thing, because I was obsessed with this movie when it was in theaters, and I got about 100 pages into the first one, but I had to stop for a readathon, so I might reread. Anyways, that's irrelevant. This one is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. The first book is Crazy Rich Asians, followed by China Rich Girlfriend, and Rich People Problems. The 100 pages or so that I read of the first one, I loved even more than the movie, so I have high hopes for the other two, and the rest of the first one. The next book, where the hell is that coming from? Well, alright, Curtis is the best husband in the entire world, and when I kick him out so I can film, he leaves. And he's like, I'll be back in an hour, maybe more, so this is excellent. Anyways, next is yet another cheesy contemporary. It was just as cheesy as I expected it to be, and it was glaringly obvious what was going on right from the beginning, but that's what I needed at the time. That's what I still need, really. This one is The Royal Runaway, yes, by Lindsay Emery. The last of the contemporary books that I have is one that I actually owned in high school. This was grade 10 when this all happened, so 10 years ago roughly. I brought a book to school and apparently I forgot it. I thought I had it at home, but I left it, and at the end of the year my teacher asked whose book this was. Me, thinking that I had it at home, didn't say shit because I thought it was somebody else's book. That was the last day before summer. I went home, looked for the book, couldn't find it, couldn't get a hold of this teacher. He moved to Australia not long after, so like, it's gone forever. So I had to get it. This one is Poser by Rachel Maud. I mean, like, did I really need to get this? Do I have the second book? Oh yeah, no, I did need to get it. I have the second book, so I can't just have the second book and not the first one.
But shit, it was 99 cents!
The last three books that I have are all historical fiction, starting with Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. I loved the first two books in the series. I've heard not so great things about this one, but I'm hoping that I still love the third one as much as the first two. Next is a book that I have been meaning to read for a very long time, since I started watching the show, and since my mother watched ahead and left me behind to rot and suffer. I'm finally getting around to this, probably in January. I think I'm gonna start off the year with this book. This one is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon? Gabaldon. I don't know. Her. And finally, I'm itchy. And finally, I have another of my most anticipated sequels and books in general of 2018. I should have gotten to this one a long time ago, but you know, here we are. This one is Competence by Gail Carriger. If you are not new to my channel, you'll know how much I love her books and how excited I am to actually finally get to this one. This is gonna be a December book. It has to be. I cannot finish 2018 without reading this book. If I do, I will probably hate myself. Cut to 2019 where I'm hating myself, guaranteed. Anyways, I think that is it. If I forgot one, whatever at this point. I can't even. There are books all around. It's gonna be a bitch putting these back. Anyways, it was a lot. My extraness really came through at this point in my life. Definitely let me know down below in the comments if you've read any of these books and what you think of them, and also, scale of 1 to 10, how extra you think I am. Personally, I think I'm at about a 42 at this point, but like, am I wrong? I don't think so. Better question, do I care? I don't think so. As always, to stay updated with my current reads and how I'm feeling about them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads, all at Your Book Nerd Zoe, which I will leave linked down below in the description box. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and get at least a little bit of uninterrupted reading time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Such a beautiful night.